I was about 9 weeks old. I was diagnosed with biliary atresia, and that is a rare, lifelong, and life-threatening childhood liver disease. Biliary atresia basically means shrinkage of the bile ducts. It causes irreversible and severe cirrhosis of the liver in the early stages of life. About 2 days later, I underwent the COEN operation. It's basically an operation used to buy time for a liver transplant. They link the small intestine to the liver to allow the bile to flow. My aunt was looking after my twin sister. I just remember my parents saying it was really hard to have us split up for so long, but every time that they could, they would put us side by side in the hospital crib and let us spend time together. I was doing pretty well. I was off all my medications at 2. At around 13, I just remember I started getting abdominal pain, and at first we didn't know why, and then they figured out that my spleen was really enlarged. Then I started getting nauseous after eating, and then nauseous just randomly. I would just be really tired all the time. I would win first place in races at school, and I could no longer run because of my spleen. I could no longer do sports, so I was pulled from it all. It just took the normal away from my life that I guess I miss now. We've only been talking about transplant in the last year or so, but they're wanting to keep it, I think, as far into the future as we possibly can go. So they're just wanting to keep me going as long as I can. The wait though can be really long because there's a shortage of organ donors. I know some people die waiting and some people get it, and I guess you just never know which one you'll be. The difference if I got a liver transplant in my life would be I would no longer have biliary atresia, so I would just go to post-liver transplant patient. But a liver transplant isn't a cure. I would still always be monitored closely by doctors, but it would mean that I no longer would feel sick and I would no longer be in pain, and I would be able to do the things that I can't do now. I would be able to be running and skiing or whatever I feel like doing that I can't do, and I would no longer be tired. Right now I feel like I can't live my life to its fullest potential, so after the liver transplant, you just get a second chance. The babies that I've met through BC Children's and my charity, it's heartbreaking because they're so little. You just see them in hospital and then you lose them, and it's really hard. But the babies that I know that have survived, they're just so strong, and you look at them and you see how they're living their life now that they've had their transplant, and it's really amazing. They become friends and you just love them and you are so connected to them. It's great, they're so strong, but to see them when they're going through that liver failure, to see them hooked up and on all those wires with the huge stomachs, it's really hard.